Okay, thank you, Coach, for doing this interview.
I'm happy to.
So, can you just briefly retrace your career as an athlete and as a coach?
I was a very average athlete. I was, as a younger athlete, I tried all the sports. I played American football and basketball and ran track and cross country. And then as I got older, I moved into track and field and was a distance runner. I ran 10,000 meters and 5,000 meters and steeplechase were my best events. It was just okay. But it was what I was best at, so it was fun to be part of the team. And as a coach, I began coaching as far as being paid to coach in 1988. So this would be my 35th year, I believe. And have coached all levels from little kids, 5-6-year-olds, all the way to college athletes. I've had probably 14 years of high school and junior high age coaching, and then 21 years for collegiate coaching.
Okay. So, I would like to go more deeply about your coaching style. So, what's your philosophy, how you see training, and what's your purpose like a coach?
I think those go together, that the training reflects the purpose. My hope is to provide the pathway so that the athletes can see, if I follow this path, I can become the best that I can become. My job is to show guidance, I guess, and to motivate, but also to teach them that their potential is within them. Everybody has potential, but the ones that become the best have the mindset and the heart to become the best. And so I feel like part of my job is
Activities.
To motivate and to open that so that they see they're capable of more than they think they can do sometimes.
Yeah.
I think everybody has mental limitations. So I think a lot of my job is more about the mental and the confidence, and the energy than it is about the specific training. I think there are many ways to train and still be good, but the mindset has to be right for any training to be good.
Okay. So, what's for you the most important in training?
I would say two things are most important. One is consistency, that you have to be long term, not 1 week or 1 day. It has to be a year or 2 years or 3 years of consistent training. The second thing I think is expectations, that you have to expect to be successful. If your expectations are low, or you think, I'm doing all this work but I'll never be any good, you prophesy for yourself. I think if your expectations are high and your belief in yourself is strong, then I think you have the capability to rise to whatever level you can get to. So that's where I think, from a training perspective and an athlete's perspective, that we have to have those qualities.
Okay. So, what should be the quality for a coach, like maybe to go to this purpose?
First, I think the coach has to be patient. That there's no shortcut, or secret to becoming great. You have to be very patient and allow for differences between your athletes, so that athlete number one may be different from athlete number two. They have the same goal, but maybe a different path to get to that goal. And so I think a very good coach can make adaptations for each athlete and still keep them on the same path. So I think that's very important. I think the coach has to believe in their athletes, have confidence in their athletes, that they have similar motivation and similar expectations. I think when that comes together, then success is pretty sure. For an athlete, I think it's very similar. I think they have to have great patience,
Yeah.
but not content, never content. They always want a little bit more, but they may understand that it takes a long time to climb the ladder.
And you say you have to believe in your athletes, but I think you have to believe in you and what
Yes.
you do.
Yes, very much, very
And
much.
reverse for athletes. Also, the athlete, I think, needs really to trust in the process and the coach.
Yes,
Oh.
and I hope that with time, if the coach sets it up right, the athletes will see improvement. And every time there's success, it makes more success, because every time the athlete improves, they think, oh, this works, and the more they believe, the more they do, and the more they buy into the program.
And what's you think it's what should be the level of introspection? Like you say maybe I'm wrong, I'm not wrong. What should be this level?
Oh, that's a hard question. I think there has to be communication between the athlete and the coach, but I think the athlete's trust in the coach sometimes has to overcome their belief. Sometimes some athletes think I have to do this to be great, and they don't. That they can do other things and still be great. And I think if they trust the coach enough, I think that can be overcome. But I think the coach also has to listen to the athlete. That if there are things that have worked for that athlete in the past, they're good. That they can be incorporated into the current training and still be cohesive with the plan and the team to still bring success. I think it's very individual.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
some athletes are just, I'll do whatever you say, coach. Other athletes are always looking, well, he does this and he does that and I like this, and they're never content.
Yeah.
And so I think the coach has to be very aware of the personalities for each athlete and pull them together, but treat them differently.
Okay. So you say you have been coaching for 35 years. So did you see any evolution in coaching or maybe in athlete group, like this generation?
Yeah, I think coaches have more knowledge now. 30 years ago, 40 years ago, there were very few good coaches, and I think there's much more education now. I think coaches are more committed to the sport and have learned much about how the body works and how the mind works, so that I think the level of success has risen. That you have to be much faster now to be successful than you did 25 or 30 years ago. The athletes I think too have bought into the nutrition, I think, and the level of training that it takes to become better. And I think the technology has also helped tremendously. I think shoes are better. I think that allows for more health, so you can train more. I think nutrition is better. We understand better how that works. Recovery modalities are much more advanced, so that athletes are able to do more work than they could 25 or 30 years ago. And so I think it's made everybody better.
Yeah. And did you notice like a difference, like on the mindset, on the athlete, or like a philosophy, lifestyle, or
On the men's side?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people are realizing there is a lifestyle that's best for this. The old I can go do whatever I want to do as long as I train, I'll be okay, I think is one thing that is beginning to disappear.
Yeah.
That they're understanding that too much alcohol or too much parties and those kind of things it hurts. You know, you can't recover. You can't do the things that you want to do as an athlete if you do that other lifestyle. And so I feel like that's one of the things that is creating better performances. Is that more athletes are realizing if I live a good life, I'm a better athlete. So I do see a change there.
Okay, good. So last question, more specific about distance running and our schedule. So I see you put some choice in the schedule, like yesterday was some 400. We have choice between 16 to 20 reps, and sometimes like today we can cross train this afternoon. So can you just talk about this?
Yeah. Again, I think every athlete is different. Some differences are mental, and some differences are physical. And so I want very much for our athletes to be consistent over a long time, and a lot of that consistency is based upon their mental health and their physical health. Some athletes love to run. The more they run, it's like food. You know, they love it. Other athletes, they do it because they have to, and the less they do, the better they feel. And so if we can offer choices, I think two things happen. One, their mental state is better. They feel like they have some input into their training, which I think pulls them in better. But it also refreshes them so that they feel happier about what they're doing. They feel valued, and I think again, from a mental and a physical standpoint, I think that's critical. My assumption is always that the athlete wants to be the best they can be.
Yeah.
And so I don't feel afraid to give choices because my assumption is that every athlete is going to do the best they can to be the best they can be. And if I require a 17-year-old to do what a 24-year-old is doing, they can't. Physically and mentally, probably they can't. And so 16 or 20, maybe this 24-year-old can do 20, but the 17-year-old, maybe when he's 19 or 20, you know, in time they can move to there. So that there has to be room for maturity and growth. And that's what I'm trying to do from that perspective.
So you try to grow the maturity on the athletes, like they know what they have to do, and
so it puts the responsibility a little bit on them.
Yeah.
You know, and then when they look and they see that everybody else is doing 20 and I only did 16, I need to get stronger. And I think it motivates them to move to there, but in time, not just like that.
Okay.
I hope that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
It's good. One more extra question. Can you just explain how you manage a team and the team spirit and your spirit about training?
I really believe that a positive atmosphere creates better performances. I think, again, my assumption is that every athlete is going to want to be the best that they can be. But I also know if we have 25 runners, not everybody's going to feel good every day. So for me to criticize or to complain or to send them home because they have a bad day, I don't see a benefit in that. I think loyalty. I expect loyalty from my athletes, but I think they also expect loyalty from me. And so if they have one bad day and I go, get out of here, that's not loyal. Again, my philosophy is long-term consistency. And if they are giving their best, but one day 100% is not up here, 100% is down here, it's still 100%.
Yeah.
It's just not as good as it was last week, but the effort is still good. And so I try to look more at the heart and the long-term commitment, and I want that to be positive. Uh, if they think my concern for them or my love for them is based upon their performance, then I'm very shallow. And I want them to know that I value them as a person and I value their effort, so that regardless of what their performance is, they're still very important to me. And their long-term success is more important than today.
So I understand you're asking all the day your athletes go at 100% when it's 100%. So I think, because I know how you manage, that you put some high expectation, like you say, I'm at 100 today, so you have to be at 100 today. So, but how that maybe they are key, I don't know, just to put in the mind of your athlete, like, hey, you have to be at 100 today and the other day. Maybe the team or
Yeah, I think the team makes that happen. I think when you feel an obligation to your teammates, it raises up what you will do. Most people will do more and give more effort if they know that their friends and their teammates depend upon them. I will give more effort if I know somebody else depends on me. If it's just me, sometimes I'll quit. But if you depend on me, I'll give more effort. So I think if we create a dependency and an expectation and a loyalty to our team, that raises the level. And I think the other thing is to create a sense of urgency, to realize that your time as an athlete is very short. And if you don't give good effort while you're young and while you're able to, you're going to look up and all of a sudden it's gone. And you'll look back and go, oh, I wasted it. And so that's easy for me to see because I'm 60 years old and I can look back and go, it's gone, it's over. And so I want every day to remind my athletes that your time is short. And so your energy and your commitment needs to be very high. That doesn't mean we run hard every day.
Yes.
But that means if it's a rest day, I'm going to rest 100%. I'm not going to go get drunk. I'm not going to go stay out all night just because I didn't work hard. I'm going to rest properly. And when it's time to work, I'm going to work properly because my time is precious. And so that's where I try to come from. And if I can instill that in the athletes, then I think we've done some good.
Okay, good.
Is that right?
Yeah. So thank you, Coach, for your time.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm happy to do it.